world. Welcome to today's virtual event, DevSecOps Essentials that Enable Efficient Security, brought to you by ITPro Today and Information Week, and broadcast by Informa. I'm Stephen Hill, and I'm pleased to be your moderator today. We have just a few announcements before we begin. Throughout the event, the slides on your screen will advance automatically. You may download a copy of the presentation slides from the green resources folder, which you'll see at the bottom of your console and on the left side of your slides window. If you have questions for our presenters at any time, please submit them in the Q&A widget on your session screen. Additionally, if you are experiencing any technical problems, please type your issue into the Q&A text area. And to refresh your console, hit F5 on a Windows machine or Command R on a Mac. At this time, we do recommend that you disable the pop-up blockers in your browser. And finally, please feel free to keep this conversation going and connect with other attendees in the group chats. This is accessible in the zones area of the virtual event, as well as on the group chat on this webinar console. If you wish, you can have this webinar and the virtual event open at the same time, but in separate browser windows. And new for this year is our statement on the use of generative AI. So I've been asked to state that generative AI tools may have been used in the creation of the following slides. We'll endeavor to disclose where and how these tools have been used in text and images. Please see our About Us page for our complete editorial policy on generative AI. I myself am not an AI, but I concede that's probably what an AI would say if it was trying to masquerade as a human. And so now on to our first keynote session of the day. What does Agile really mean in the age of IT automation? Sponsored by Automox and presented by Logunova-Parker. He was a visionary Web3 consultant and impact entrepreneur, as well as a renowned innovation-focused professional. In 2020, he founded Evenness, a fast-scaling startup specializing in sustainable and accessible AI, Web3, and metaverse solutions. Welcome, Eve, and you can take the floor when you're ready.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Just test. Okay, well, hello. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here today as we gather to explore the fascinating intersection of Agile methodologies and the ever-evolving landscape of IT automation. Your presence here signifies your commitment to staying at the forefront of IT industry, where change is not merely a constant, but, as we know, a driving force of innovation. My name is Logunova-Parker. With 15 years of corporate career working with innovation labs and innovation-driven businesses, I am now the CEO and founder of Evenness, a dynamically growing startup specializing in emerging and frontier technology. We build AI, metaverse, digital twins, and Web3 solutions, and create 3D experiences that are centered around accessible, inclusive, and sustainable innovation. Now, let's set the stage for our discussion today. In the age of NoOps, DevOps, and CloudOps, where automation has become integral to our daily IT operations, many have questioned where Agile fits into this world new order. Does it retain its significance, or is it pushed aside in favor of the allure of automation and efficiency? That's a question that is asked by many. The importance lies in understanding how Agile principles known for fostering collaboration, adaptability, and customer centricity align with IT automation's rise. What role does Agile play in this new IT landscape, and what value does it offer? So I'd like to structure my presentation today in the following way, that we address the key ingredients of making an agility tea at the end of it as delicious as possible. So let me change the slide to the cup of tea. I hope you have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, but we're gonna be drinking today while listening to my keynote, and agility. And let's look at the ingredients. So in terms of Agile methodology, the ingredients of that consist of a few letters, starting with A. A stands for adaptability. This is the cornerstone of Agile methodologies, emphasizing the ability to quickly respond to changes and uncertainties in the IT landscape. G stands for growth. Agile promotes both personal and organizational growth through continuous learning and improvement. I for innovation culture. Agile encourages innovation by fostering a culture of experimentation and creativity. L, learning culture, addressing the creation of a learning culture within organizations where continuous improvement is encouraged, and failures are seen as opportunities for growth. Now, if we look at I, it's for iteration. Agile relies on iterative cycles to continuously refine and enhance products or processes. T is for transparency. Transparency in communication and decision-making is vital to Agile team success. And Y, last but not least, is for yield and U. In the grand scheme, Agile's ultimate goal is to produce outcomes that bring value to customers and stakeholders. So throughout my keynote, I will address three quick key questions. Let me change the slide to it. What is the essence of Agile in the context of modern IT, and why does it remain relevant amid the surge in automation? As low-code and no-code platforms become more prominent, can Agile coexist with these tools without compromising process control and quality checks? And how can we ensure the integrity of Agile values, including adaptability and collaboration? I know many of you there are super Agile and you have experience, but stay with me for a few facts that you know till we get to the unknown. And I hope this presentation will inspire you. So, the changing landscape of IT. Let's refresh our memory of the evolution of IT operations. NoOps, DevOps, CloudOps, AIOps, ITOps, BizDevOps, so many ops. In our ever-evolving digital landscape, it's crucial to recognize the shifts in IT operations that have shaped the way we work today. So let's refresh our memory. We've witnessed the emergence of various ops methodologies, each with its own set of principles and practices. IT operations, or ITOps. This is the traditional model, involved siloed teams responsible for infrastructure management, network operations, and system administration. It often led to inefficiencies, slow response times, and limited collaboration between teams. From IT ops, we moved on to DevOps. They emerged as a response to the need for faster, more reliable software delivery. It focuses on breaking down silos between development and IT operations teams. DevOps promotes automation, continuous integration, and continuous delivery pipelines to streamline the software development and deployment process. NoOps represents a vision where IT operations become entirely automated. In a NoOps environment, developers are freed from managing infrastructure, as all aspects of IT operations are automated, from provisioning to, let's say, monitoring and scaling. While it's an ambitious goal, it reflects the desire for maximum efficiency and automation. CloudOps. With the widespread adoption of cloud computing, CloudOps emerged to manage and optimize cloud resources effectively. CloudOps teams focus on cost management, resource provisioning, and ensuring the scalability and availability of cloud-based applications. AIOps. Everyone is passionate about those at this moment, or artificial intelligence for IT operations, leverages artificial intelligence and machine learning to enhance IT operations. It automates tasks such as log analysis, anomaly detection, root cause analysis. AIOps helps IT teams identify and resolve issues more proactively, reducing downtime and improving system reliability. Excuse me. BizDevOps, or business DevOps, extends the DevOps philosophy to include business stakeholders. Well, it emphasizes the alignment of business objectives with software development and IT operations. In BizDevOps, business teams collaborate closely with development and IT operations to ensure that software solutions meet strategic goals and customer needs. There are also DevSecOps and others, but I will address in particular DevSecOps later in my keynote. So let's move on to the next slide. All right, we're going to be talking about Agile principles. With the relentless advance of AI-powered automation, you might question whether Agile retains its relevance. Well, the answer is a resounding yes, and here's why. Balancing trust. I'm going to go through the list point by point. So balancing trust. Humans tend to trust humans more than machines. Achieving a balance of trust is essential, though. We can leverage technology to automate routine tasks while maintaining human oversight to adjust outcomes, ensuring a positive impact, inclusivity, ethics, and safeguarding against risk to humanity and the planet. Human-centric approach. Despite AI strides, the human element is irreplaceable. Agile emphasizes individuals and interactions, promoting collaboration, communication, and teamwork. It ensures AI aligns with human needs and objectives, fostering effective AI and automation. Adaptability to change. AI evolves rapidly, and Agile's iterative approach suits this dynamic landscape. It enables swift adaptation to changing environments, and the integration of the latest AI advancements to meet market demands. Agile's commitment to continuous improvement complements AI-powered automation. AI models learn and improve over time, aligning with Agile's feedback loops. Teams, though, refine AI solutions iteratively based on real-world data and user feedback, enhancing performance and value. Now, customer centricity. Agile emphasizes customer collaboration, ensuring that AI and automation prioritize solving real customer problems. It delivers meaningful outcomes rather than technology for its sake. Risk mitigation. While AI introduces complexities and risks, including bias and ethical concerns, Agile's transparency, collaboration, and adaptation processes help identify and mitigate these risks, ensuring ethical AI deployment. Also, Agile encourages diverse, cross-functional teams, crucial for AI and automation. Teams comprise AI experts, domain specialists, ethics experts, and designers, fostering a holistic approach that addresses AI's broader implications. And in summary, Agile remains a crucial framework for harnessing the potential of AI and automation while ensuring ethical, human-centered, and strategically aligned outcomes. Now, I have a question for all of you. Please give it a thought. No need to use the chat or send your answers in. The question is, what was the latest driver, a so-called moment in history for the tech industry and innovation to conduct a major leap forward? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Okay, I hope you went through your memory records. Well, the answer is pretty obvious: COVID-19. The pandemic pushed the tech industry forward in 2020, which was beneficial in many ways. Many ideas, concepts, and solutions came to the surface with an intention to save the world, to help humanity overcome the health crisis, save lives, and protect the future from similar epidemics. Health industry and health tech were in the center of attention. As well, everything for online education, virtual collaboration, and automation of processes, so as not to rely so much on human engagement. Boom, metaverse. Boom, AI. Boom, blockchain, virtual commerce, name it. They all became essential pillars of our coexistence and innovation. We have realized as well, finally, that we need to innovate and build more sustainably as climate change is no joke. Looping back here to the risk of new viruses and the extinction of natural habitats. Hence the trend of ESG, environmental, social, and governance practices to ensure we build and automate more while consuming less, and being more responsible, inclusive, and transparent. War conflicts and cyber attacks are a continuous development, unfortunately, while we are aiming to mitigate those risks, teaching people to respect each other and find compromise without weapons, including digital weapons in the form of algorithms. Criminals and power hunters will unfortunately still affect our daily lives and create a sense of urgency. Urgency to innovate, create, build, and protect through continuous experiments and testing. So this year, in addition to what I've just addressed, and as a trend toward next year, with the recession in mind, many companies seem to be in the on-hold mode, reassessing their budgets, and how they, I'll change the slide here. Yeah, all right. And what I was saying, yeah, reassessing their budgets and how they make investments and allocate resources to tech. It's inevitable, though, that any stable and secure technology that cuts costs, makes teams more efficient, and removes access will be the key priority. I call it the less is more state of mind, where less is for people and more is for machines. There are three major areas where we will see a shift across tech. Those include the evolution and increased use of low-code, no-code tools, changes in the world of programming, and the growing role of generative AI. This I will explain on my next slide, and before I do so, let me touch base on the main 2023 Agile trends. So in the late 2022, experts predicted that this year would be a transitional year for companies to reset their business models and tools. This trend led to replacing teams with APIs, which, like automation and low-code tools, organize costs and simplify systems, reducing technical debt. The programming landscape is changing significantly in response to tools like GitHub Copilot, which streamlines developer workflows, as we all know, those who use GitHub Copilot. For instance, GitHub's survey found that Copilot helps developers stay in the flow. I think it was about 73% of responses, and saves mental effort during repetitive tasks, something around 90 or 87% of responses. Automation tools like AI Copilot are becoming essential for developers, and there are very many other tools that are quite useful. The launch of ChatGPT has democratized generative AI access beyond the tech world. Who doesn't use ChatGPT at this moment? Well, there are Google Bards and everything else, but we all quite got a skill at writing text faster than before ChatGPT. But however, these tools must adapt to meet growing demands for transparency and security, following guidelines and disclosing data sources to maintain trust and popularity. By doing so, they can not only continue to thrive, but also build trust among their users in an environment where ethical and responsible AI is of paramount importance. And I'm not talking only about GDPR compliance, I'm also talking about actual human respect to one another, of treating data with respect. Slide next. So for decades, there have been only two routes for businesses to take on their way to application development: buy apps ready-made from an external vendor, or build and customize them from scratch using skilled developers and coders. But for the last few years, we've been seeing the rise and growing sophistication of low-code and no-code development alternative that bring the power of application development to users across the business. These alternative app development methods leverage an intuitive and graphical interface to give users the power and freedom to quickly build applications and automate business processes without having to write code line by line. The adoption of, as abbreviation states, LC&C tools it comes with the promise of greater user accessibility, which in turn spurs more innovation and reduces strain on IT departments. Low-code platforms, so just to clarify if someone doesn't know, low-code platforms offer a visual development environment with the pre-built components and templates, enabling developers to create applications by simply configuring and customizing existing elements. No-code platforms take it a step further by allowing users with little to no coding experience to design and deploy applications through intuitive, as we know it, drag and drop interfaces, where you just pull the items to your canvas, and they offer predefined logic. Once I was speaking at an event and someone asked me from the audience, well, hold on there, but haven't we moved past them by applying generative AI? So I thought it would be also relevant today to address that as well and emphasize the difference between low-code, no-code, and generative AI. They're not the same. So low-code, no-code platforms and generative AI are both transformative technologies in the field of software development, but they serve different purposes and operate in distinct ways. Low-code, no-code platforms are designed to enable people with varying levels of technical expertise, including non-developers, to create software applications. They focus on simplifying the application development process, reducing the need for extensive coding and programming knowledge. Generative AI, on the other hand, is a subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating content or data. It can be used for tasks in the format of prompts, such as generative text, images, music, or even code. It's more about automating creative content generation or solving specific problems. Low-code and no-code platforms target a broad range of users, including business analysts, citizen developers, and non-technical professionals. They aim to democratize software development and make it accessible to a wider audience. Generative AI is typically used by data scientists, machine learning engineers, and developers who have a deeper understanding of AI and machine learning principles. It's not as accessible to non-technical users as LCNC platforms. Now, low-code and no-code offer a visual drag-and-drop interface that simplifies the development process. Users can build applications by configuring pre-built components and logic, minimizing the need for hand coding. And generative AI involves training models on large data sets and using them to generate content based on patterns and input data. It's more about automation and data-driven content creation than simplifying the development process. Low-code, no-code platforms are typically used for building a wide range of software applications, including web and mobile apps, databases, and workflow automation. They are ideal for businesses looking to streamline internal processes and develop applications quickly. While generative AI is used for tasks like natural language generation, image generation, music composition, and, as I mentioned, code generation. It's often employed in creative and content-related applications. Now, last but not least, low-code, no-code platforms are excellent for building applications with moderate complexity and straightforward requirements. They may have limitations when it comes to highly customized or complex solutions. And generative AI can be applied to more complex and specialized tasks, but it requires in-depth expertise to fine-tune models and handle intricate use cases. In summary, low-code and no-code platforms are geared towards simplifying application development and making it accessible to a broader audience, while generative AI focuses on automating content creation and solving specific problems using machine learning models. It's a win-win situation when you use both. So on my next slide, you will see some examples. Here, a few use cases for low-code and no-code. I hope you see it well. One of the first one on the left side is Wix, a cloud-based web development platform for responsive web and mobile apps using online drag-and-drop editing. You can create your websites, online e-commerce shops, mobile apps in almost split second. It doesn't take you much coding. Canva, a graphic design platform that is used to create social media graphics and presentations, is very useful for every creator who wants to have a presentation like mine. It was created in Canva, create logos, brand booklets, and so on. And Salesforce Lightning provides the platform to build mobile apps with advanced security, where you do not need to code much, but you can use the templates and pre-design lines of codes, and also ensure it with a better protection of your solution via Salesforce Lightning security standards. For generative AI on the right-hand side, ChatGPT, large language model-based chatbot developed by OpenAI, became the foundation to so many solutions that, like mushrooms, popped up during the last and a bit previous year, since the launch of OpenAI's ChatGPT. Remini, it's a computational photo enhancer and editor for generating professional-looking AI photos of yourself. Well, you might be wondering about the photos in this presentation that I use, whether I took the time to have them done in the studio or if I simply use the Remini app. I'll leave that up to you and to your imagination. I'd also like to encourage you, though, to give it a try for yourself. It's a really fun way to see how a machine can transform your photos into a professionally enhanced version of yourself. And many of them look pretty alike to professional photos. Malbird, that's the last platform as a use case to mention. It's a platform powered by music producers that helps creators and brands generate unlimited royalty-free music with the help of AI. So if you've wanted to write some music lines or become a DJ, you can now use Malbird generative AI functionalities to do so. So the magic happens when you put Gen AI at the core of low-code and no-code platforms, and it is called accelerated application development. Let's speak about that. For low-code and no-code AI development, low-code and no-code AI development offers a fast track to creating powerful applications with minimal manual coding. These platforms provide an intuitive visual interface coupled with pre-built AI components, enabling developers to rapidly design, develop, and deploy applications. We see on this slide rapid prototyping, which is low-code and no-code AI development that empowers developers to quickly prototype and iterate ideas, significantly reducing the time and effort required for initial application development. The visual drag and drop interface allows for the swift creation of user interfaces, data integration, and logic implementation. The second bullet point speaks of streamlined development process. By abstracting complex coding tasks, low-code and no-code platforms enable developers to focus on the application's core functionality. With reusable templates and pre-configured AI models, developers can seamlessly integrate AI capabilities into their applications, enhancing efficiency and reducing development cycles. Agile iterations with these platforms facilitate agile development methodologies by empowering developers to adapt and iterate on applications based on user feedback and evolving requirements. By leveraging low-code and no-code AI development, organizations, in my opinion, can quickly respond to market demands and stay ahead of the competition. Okay. So on the next slide, we'll see a lot of bubbles. Let me go through them and explain what I mean. In the realm of agile and automation, ensuring quality remains paramount. Agile methodologies provide a robust framework for achieving and maintaining high-quality standards throughout the software development lifecycle. Here are some key aspects of quality assurance within agile automation. Iterative testing. Agile emphasizes iterative development and testing. It's integrated into each iteration. This approach allows teams to identify and address issues earlier, reducing the cost and effort required for fixing defects. Automation testing. Automation is a cornerstone of agile quality assurance. Automated testing scripts are created to validate code changes rapidly and consistently. This automation ensures that new code does not break existing functionality, enhancing overall product quality. Test-driven development is a core agile practice where tests are written before the code is developed. This practice not only helps maintain code quality, but also ensures that the code aligns closely with the intended functionality. User-centric testing. Agile methodologies emphasize the importance of user stories and acceptance criteria. What I mean here is that these user-centric testing approaches ensure that software development is driven by user needs and that the final product meets user expectations. And that's highly, highly important to do so. Continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines are also integral to agile automation. They facilitate automated builds, testing, deployment, enabling a rapid and reliable release process that contributes to high software quality. Performance testing. Agile automation includes performance testing to ensure that software can handle expected workloads. This proactive approach identifies and addresses performance bottlenecks before they impact end users. And one more bubble in the center is monitoring and feedback. Agile encourages continuous monitoring of software in production. real-time feedback from users and system performance data helps teams quickly identify and rectify any issues that may arise. Now, looping back, I changed the slide. Looping back to the importance of cybersecurity. Integrating security into agile practices is essential in today's digital landscape. Here are some strategies to seamlessly incorporate security into agile workflows. I would recommend to focus on 6. Security, epics, and stories. That means agile teams can create security-focused epics and user stories to prioritize security features and enhancements. This ensures that security is not an afterthought, but an integral part of the development process. Security testing and salespeople, as salespeople say, ABC for always be closing. In the agile terms, it is always be testing. Security testing, including penetration testing and code analysis, can be integrated into agile testing cycles. This proactive approach helps identify and remediate security vulnerabilities earlier in development. Security training. Agile teams benefit from security training that enhances their awareness of secure coding practices and potential security risks. Well, this empowers developers to write secure code from the outset. Security champions, raise your hand if you are a security champion, and if you are, I'm going to applaud to you because it's great. Appointing security champions within agile teams ensures that security is consistently addressed. These champions, or ambassadors you may call them, serve as advocates for security best practices and guide their teams in security-related decisions. Secure DevOps, or DevSecOps, the integration of security into DevOps practices, aligns with agile principles. So DevSecOps involves incorporating security checks at every stage of the development pipeline, ensuring that security is a shared responsibility among all team members. And threat modeling. Agile teams can conduct threat modeling exercises to identify potential security threats and vulnerabilities. This proactive approach helps teams implement necessary security controls and safeguards. Now, after a little bit of theory and refreshing memories, let's actually address some use cases. I hope you've heard about Alice or Walton. So the first use case presents the magic of agility, seamlessly working DevOps and continuous discovery. Please meet Alice Walton, an American heiress to the fortune of Walmart, as daughter of founder Sam Walton. And she is America's wealthiest woman with a net worth of $65 billion. Great to be her, but it's also great to be on her Walmart engineering team. So, story about Walmart. Walmart has secured its position at the top of the Fortune 500 for the 11th consecutive year. If you haven't known, it's a big achievement, boasting a staggering $611.3 billion in revenue in its most recent fiscal year. What's remarkable is that this world's largest brick-and-mortar retailer has successfully transformed itself from a traditional retailer into a tech-centric powerhouse. Walmart's remarkable tech evolution began in 2015, when it topped the list of the world's largest IT spenders. With, I think, the expenditure, it was exceeding something like 10 or 11 billion. This extensive IT spending encompassed various aspects, from hardware and software to IT services and telecommunications. In 2020, Walmart upgraded its infrastructure to accommodate the data workloads and bandwidths necessary for machine learning capabilities. Thanks to its machine learning model, Walmart has been able to optimize the timing and pricing of markdowns, resulting in impressive savings of $30 million. Walmart initially employed technology to address specific problems. But over time, it has harnessed emerging tech such as blockchain, Internet of Things, IoT, and AI to improve every facet of its operations. Now, Walmart is actively experimenting with various emerging technologies to carve out new opportunities for itself. Some of the technologies it's leveraging include blockchain and IoT for food safety tracking, AI for stock management and stock cleanliness, augmented reality to enhance the customer experience, virtual reality to elevate its employee-customer interaction, wireless charging for store maintenance. There's so many, including drone delivery, sustainable packaging, voice search AI, metaverse, and cloud computing even to enhance the customer experience. So the list goes on. And Walmart's success isn't solely due to its tech investments. It is also driven by a strong focus on agility, DevOps, and continuous discovery. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Walmart engineering team, who has solidified Walmart's position as a true leader in innovation and customer value. And if you happen to be on this webinar, I applaud you. Well done. A really great job. The second case I would like to inspire you with is the case of PayPal. In this use case, I'd like to illustrate the successful DevSecOps culture, which blends development, security, and operations into a cohesive set of disciplines. DevSecOps is more than just a philosophy. It's a mindset that enables software development companies to rapidly deliver innovative products without compromising security. This approach identifies potential security issues during the development process, rather than after the product is released, aligning with the principles of continuous software development. So PayPal primarily generates revenue by processing customer transactions, from fiat currencies to crypto, on their payment platforms, and providing value-added services. Revenue streams consist of transaction revenues based on activity volume and value-added services like interest and fees earned on loans and interest receivable. In 2022, PayPal reported over 27.5 billion in revenues and more than 2.4 billion in net profits. Well done, PayPal. And giving that financial gain is a primary motivation for cybercrime, as we know. So to mitigate the risk of introducing security flaws into its products, PayPal sought to embed a proactive and repeatable security process into the product development lifecycle. And this transformation required a shift in the corporate mindset, elevating security to an equal priority alongside other project requirements. To manage this shift and incentivize security effectively, personnel were assigned to work across the organization, assisting teams with the transition. Automated security tools were introduced for the development team, and security standards were expressed in development language rather than technical jargon. Thanks to the efforts of change champions, or security champions, and transformation team members, PayPal successfully adopted DevSecOps in under 12 months, allowing them to build new products on a secure foundation rapidly. So the approach aims to strike a balance between development and operation by providing tools that streamline every step from ideation to code release for developers. They offer both an opinionated path with recommended tools, including security penetration testing, automated security controls, threat modeling, and scanning. And also they offer an unopinionated path for developers to bring their preferred tools. By incorporating risk-based thinking and processes into their DevOps pipeline, PayPal has not only improved performance and productivity, but has also reduced potential vulnerabilities and enhanced product security standards. So if anyone here working at PayPal and you are dealing with everything that matters on DevSecOps, well done. Really great job. I would like to engage everyone to consider these two use cases and investigate further or explore further. Now, as time running fast, we are now to discuss the transition from Web 2 to Web 3. So the transition from Web 2 to Web 3 signifies a profound shift in how we interact with technology and the internet. Web 2, characterized by centralized platforms, limited user ownership of data, and information silos. It's giving way to Web 3 now, a more decentralized, user-centric, and trust-driven digital paradigm. As Web3 technologies continue to evolve, Agile methodologies must adapt to address new challenges and opportunities. Decentralization and collaboration, the first bullet point on the slide. Agile principles align with the decentralized nature of Web3. Agile teams can collaborate across geographical boundaries, leveraging blockchain-based tools for transparent and secure communication. User centricity. Web3 emphasizes user ownership and control of data. Agile's focus on customer collaboration ensures that user needs remain central to development efforts, promoting user-centric design and solutions. Agile's iterative approach is well-suited to the fast-paced innovation of Web3. Teams can quickly adapt to changing technologies and user requirements, ensuring that products remain relevant. The secure development practices is the next point. Embedded in Agile methodologies align with the security requirements of Web3, where blockchain and cryptographic mechanisms play a crucial role in safeguarding assets and transactions. And the last bullet point on the slide is all about flexibility. Web3 is characterized by rapid technological advancements. Agile's adaptability and flexibility enable teams to respond to emerging technologies and market dynamics effectively. Now, in conclusion, the transition from Web 2 to Web 3 represents a paradigm shift in the digital landscape. Key technologies such as generative AI, metaverse, blockchain, and digital twins are reshaping how we interact with the digital and physical world. Agile methodologies, with their focus on collaboration, user centricity, iterative development, security, and flexibility, provide a solid foundation for navigating the challenges and harnessing the opportunities of Web3. Embracing these principles, we can shape a more centralized, user-empowered, innovative, and inclusive digital future. Well, this is my last slide of the presentation. I just want to wish you to stay curious and stay agile, because with agility, it doesn't go any further than what we have today. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, please do send them in the QA field, and I am open to answer them. I appreciate the opportunity. Back to Steven.
Thank you very much, Eve, for your detailed insights. The ongoing evolution of IT development never ceases to amaze me. And now we're extending this topic in a conversation with David Van Heerden, who is the manager of IT operations at Automox, a company that has developed a cloud-native endpoint hardening and automation platform designed to remediate vulnerabilities faster than they can be weaponized. David's passion is to help people solve problems with technology that's easy to use, easy to manage, and to have fun along the way. Welcome, David.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Great. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that Automox focuses heavily on automation as a key tool for managing an increasingly complex IT environment. So how does the Automox platform approach differ from low-code, no-code?
Yeah, I mean, I would say out the gate, we wanted to keep things as simple as possible for our customers, and our customers being IT operators who have enough on their plates to deal with. And so we built a lot of automation just into our product. You set and forget is kind of the first experience that you have with us.
So what do you see as the most important factors to consider when adopting an internal low-code, no-code development environment?
You know, that's what I loved a lot about what Eve was talking about earlier on how, you need to align these automations to the business, right? And I think that that's kind of the most important piece, is to understand that, what value can low code or no code actually bring to the organization? I think a lot of IT practitioners were solving problems, putting out fires, and trying to hold everything together. But we very rarely get the chance to lift our heads above and take a look at where the ship is headed, and start to advise the business on how things can be done better in steering us in the right direction. So I think in that first approach, it's important to consider, okay, with this tool, with this product, this no code, low code capability, how can I leverage this simplicity to bring higher value to the business?
Right. And it's very easy for development teams to get too wrapped up in the technology of it and lose sight of actually what you're trying to do, which is accomplish a business objective. So it's always good to be mindful of the actual cost of what you're developing and what kind of benefits is it delivering along the way. And because we're going to talk about AI, because AI is the hottest topic in IT today. I understand that Automox has developed Ask Auto, which is an in-console open AI GPT-based assistant to help customers quickly create custom scripts to test, refine, and automate actions spanning any IT environment. I know you'll be discussing this in a webinar later in this event, but perhaps you can give us a quick update on how well the Ask Auto initiative has been going.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because I've just been an IT operator for 10 years, right? But when ChatGPT came onto the scene and it opened my eyes to what this generative AI technology could do, I would not stop talking about it to our teams inside of Automox. I can't take any credit for the work that the team did to actually build and release Auto AI, but I was definitely excited about it and kept cheering them on as they were building. And so, yeah, we were so excited to release it because really our goal with Auto AI wasn't just to slap on AI and help bump our numbers. It was to bring something to our customers, which was a common problem in that if you take a look at our product and you see one of the most powerful components of our product is that of our worklets, which are effectively scripts that you can run on your environment. But I think as some of us can understand, with coding, you can do almost anything. So it's easy to get lost and overwhelmed when you're trying to figure out how to solve a problem with PowerShell or any sort of shell script. And so with Auto AI, we wanted to offer that help to our customers and say, hey, if you don't know where to start, you don't know how exactly what syntax to use, what commandlets you want to leverage, you can ask this AI to do that for you. And we've taken the time and effort to test and improve this bot to give you high value insight and high quality code into the problem that you're trying to solve. So yeah, we're constantly monitoring everyone that's been using it and testing it. We've created a few community events to really try and get more engagement so we can understand how we can make it better for that exact use case of making coding and this low code stuff more approachable and understandable by IT operators.
Absolutely. So what's the development process been like? I mean, have you been getting immediately good results, or is this something that has been going on as a beta program for a really long time?
I mean, it's like what you always say, right? AI and ML has been the world's longest beta program. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants, to right. say the least. But no, for us internally, we've been monitoring the usage and watching how people use it and then listening to the customer feedback. That is the most important thing. Love all the questions and challenges that all the skeptics are even bringing up, because that just helps us bring those questions internally and solve for it. And yeah, so for us, we have a lot of excitement inside on other areas that we can leverage, not just in LLM, but machine learning in general. With all the kind of information that can be gathered in your environment, we can not only let you know of what's going on, but also take action on those kinds of things in an autonomous fashion. So we're incredibly excited for what AI means for us moving forwards. But specific to our Ask Auto buddy, he's kind of like a Clippy popping in there that you can have a conversation with to help you code. And we're really wanting to take him in the direction of helping our customers advance their careers, learning how to code, enhance their abilities. If you're a great PowerShell scripter and you have that surprise MacBook in your environment because your CEO or marketing team just needs it, well, then you can ask Auto to convert all those amazing PowerShell scripts you have to something that'll work on macOS as well.
That's pretty cool. Did you have to come up with a custom training data set for that? I mean, ultimately, the part of the value proposition of LLM is that it can go through the entire internet and suck it all in, and then use it as a model for generating content. So, when it comes to technical issues, do you just been using whatever the environment is using in terms of training sets, or do you have additions to the training sets that focus more on the IT aspect of it?
Yeah, no, you're definitely looking right at where we want to go. What we're starting at right now is with extremely detailed and refined prompt engineering. When you're talking to Ask Auto, you're talking to our very well-defined and boxed-in version of the OpenAI GPT-4 model. And so with that, we've been iterating and improving how we coach it so that it knows how to respond a little bit better within the context of the questions you're asking. And that's where a lot of our improvements have been made.
Right, because narrow AI systems such as Chat, GPT, and other LLM models are proving capable of generating technically accurate content, but they still remain incapable of understanding what they're actually doing. So are you finding that tasks with well-defined variables, such as that platform-based scripting you're talking about, are a good match for the current capabilities of AI?
Yeah, it's the current capabilities of AI, I think, is an always out-of-date term. It's accelerating exponentially. And even just in our release of the model and our architecture behind how we manage it, the ideas coming across of, oh, we could start doing this to make it better. It can start having conversations with itself to error correct and start producing even higher value code because it's been simulating 10 different environments before it even gives you an answer. So even in just all the different use cases that are out there, there's already something further advanced and further along right around the corner. And it's exciting to be at the forefront of that and to be a part of a team that is very excited about this new venture. And yeah, I would say the little bit of personal advice out there is to keep your minds open and keep your eyes open to everything that's popping up. Because whatever is out there now, if they're not actively working on improving it and accepting the next new thing, then they're already behind.
Exactly right. And I see potential as these things progress, because right now using an AI to help come up with say, like you say, scripting, or to convert from one format to another makes a lot of sense. I also see the potential for AI and its ability to sort through the noise as the ability to be able to detect either illegal functions, or to detect any kind of unnecessary actions that are going on in the system. Ultimately, being able to head off any kind of attack requires the ability to be able to see a lot of different variables within that environment. So I got to believe that AI will be focusing on that in the future too, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward for when you and I get more time to talk about it, because there's this fantastic example that I heard where when you have two people with their jobs, so we can put in the context of an IT operator and a security operator. The security operator does a lot of the research, analyzing the data, utilizes tools to generate a report and says, hey, we found a problem. IT operator, we need you to solve it. Now that IT operator has a totally different set of knowledge and perspective of, all right, well, for me to fix this problem, it's got to be at the right time so I don't disrupt the business. And it has to be done a very specific way so that this can actually stay online and keep operating. And in the world of AI and LLMs and machine learning, both people in this scenario can have the exact same information, but just be instructed to hold different roles and have different goals and outcomes. AI number 2 needs to keep the business running and needs to find the optimal time to make the change. Number 1 needs to use the exact same information that number 2 has to find the vulnerabilities and let number 2 know what it needs to do. And that is the part of this new frontier of AI and ML that I think is going to give a few points to the AI world of its capability to communicate with context already understood in both roles, which I think is something that humans, communication is, I believe, the number one cited issue within an organization. Having information available and flowed freely and getting everyone to a level of common sense. That common sense part is already baked into AI. And once they can start talking to each other with defined roles and how they solve a problem, we're going to see some really incredible tools come out and available for us.
Exactly. So ultimately, and I guess we'll save the rest of this for your program that's going to be coming up a little bit later on. But, like you, I'm totally fascinated with where AI has been going. It's been talking about AI for 2 or 3 decades now. And every time you hear about an advancement, oh, we're here, we're there. And then, no, not so much. So I can see where we're finally at a point where we can actually get some decent value out of it. But the problem is establishing trust in this. And this is something that I point to all the time, is that at what point will we actually establish trust with our AI system so that instead of having to go over everything that they do, because I believe that the human aspect is still really quite important in this process. But how hard is it to establish trust in the AIs that you've been seeing, in the AI responses and the AI functions that you're seeing?
Yeah, I wrote a piece called "Stay Calm and Carry On," navigating the new space of AI. And it's exactly that, and that, there's a lot of the optimists, right, and the enthusiasm behind it, where we can run faster or try to run faster than we can walk, right? And so, building trust, I wouldn't say necessarily is something that takes time, but it does take the effort to learn and understand, and as a consequence, that does mean some time. And I think we're going to see, like with our approach into AI, we started very humbly, and we didn't come out and say that, hey, we have this amazing thing that can do this magical stuff for you, right? Instead, it's, hey, we're just trying to solve the knowledge barrier problem. We're trying to solve the skill gap problem in converting code, which is what we have a lot of trust that this is good at doing. It's human written code written by our engineering team that have put it into the catalog, or it's written code by you, the practitioner, and you're just saying, I need help to get this in a different environment. AI can be totally trusted to do that said thing. So we are cautiously optimistic in our walk forwards through all of this. But like I said, we're also holding on to that open-mindedness and explorative spirit to really see how this technology can evolve and deliver it to people in a way that brings value.
Absolutely. And again, this is like I say, the world's longest beta program, but it's going to be a work in progress for a really long time. But again, it's heartening to see that there's some forward progress in it. But I agree with your point of saying that we like to run before we learn to walk with this stuff. So opening Pandora's box and everybody get in ChatGPT and do whatever they want. Well, it's led to some questionable results, but ultimately, it's all part of the learning process, and being able to spread it to a larger group, a larger audience, and a larger group of people, it does help the process along the way. So ultimately, we're still in the early learning stages, even though we've been talking about this for a very, very long time.
Yeah, we're learning, and we're learning fast.
That's exactly. Well, I hate to see it, but we've really run out of time. Thank you again, David. It's always a treat to chat with you. Someday we'll be able to sit down and do an hour or two on where AI is going and where it's at right now. But now we welcome our attendees to take a quick break and rejoin this program in about 15 minutes for our next keynote: how to rescue a struggling DevSecOps program.